will be having an update on the severe weather threat for up to 9 into tomorrow. So we're going to get started with the SPC outlook here. So this is just updated about an hour ago. At the time of making this video, we do have a enhanced risk issued for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. We do have a slight risk surrounding that does include parts of Missouri, Illinois, Louisiana, and Kansas, with a marginal risk surrounding that stretching up through Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Now, the main threats will be damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are going to be expected with this, where we will have a line of supercells to develop, then eventually later on down the road into the overnight hours, they will become a squall line and be more of a damaging wind threat, and probably see some spin-up tornadoes or brief tornadoes or whatever along the line, progressing eastward. Now, it'll be slowly dying down as it pushes eastward into day 2, which is going to be tomorrow. This was updated 5 minutes ago. We do have a slight risk issues for parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, even parts of Tennessee, with a marginal risk for parts of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. There for the marginal risk area, again, the main threats will be damaging winds and isolated tornadoes. The large hail threat will be pretty low at this time. So, this is my forecast here for the severe weather threat. Now, so this was made about 2 hours ago, and I'm thinking about moving this whole risk area westward. So maybe like a slight risk for Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Norman will be included with the slight risk, where the thunderstorms will start to develop very quickly there into supercells. Then when it reaches to Arkansas, Texas, it'll become a squall line. If we move it to day 2 here, not really similar. Again, made about 2 hours ago. Been looking to some new model runs and maybe making some changes here as well. Probably as well as extending the marginal risk a little bit into Houston and New Orleans, and backing off the slight risk off of Alabama due to steady rain developing out ahead of the line, calming it down and killing it. If you go further north, that's a little bit of a different story, where you have some pretty decent lap rates across parts of central Kentucky, even parts of Tennessee there, that could also develop some scattered strong thunderstorms. So that's why we got a marginal risk there, and that slight risk there is for the squall line of storms there. We're going to see what happens up in north. It could be a little bit interesting there with those cells developing or part of it. Oh yeah, back to day 1 here. Parts of South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska. It's also included with the marginal risk. You can see for day 1, the main threats damaging winds 30%, tornadoes will be at 10%, and large hail will also be at 30%. All those will be in enhanced risk category, while on day 2, damaging winds at 15%, tornadoes and large hail are both at 5%, but damaging winds and tornadoes are at slight risk territory, while large hail is at marginal risk territory there. So let's go ahead and look into some models. We do have the HRRR model here. So this is about right now, probably back at 1 o'clock. So let's kind of go ahead and look into it. It's going to be later this evening. So this is when you reach about sunset. You got the moisture coming in, your cold fronts coming in into central Oklahoma. When that moisture starts to reach, you get these cells to pop up here along the cold front that does develop into supercells, and it does develop very quickly there. And then, like I said, it becomes a squall line there. Then it becomes more of a damaged wind threat. And like I said, up north, here you see these little cells developing. Again, maybe something a little bit interesting there. Let's move on to the NAM model here. Wrong view here, Severn Great Plains here. As you can tell here, 6 second develops a little bit later. I meant like a little bit eastward there. You can see it becomes a line of strong severe thunderstorms, and then it again with this steady rain here that can kill it, but a little bit further north. You can see there's not that much rain than it is a little bit further south there. We can look into the supercell composite. Forgot to show the HRRR model for the supercell composite. They're both kind of similar here. As you can tell here, pretty high values, but again, this is overdone. Like the NAM, it's always overdone with its stuff. You can see here we do have quite a bit upper level instability with this green line here. The equinox is pretty high up into the atmosphere. We do have quite a bit of cape in the area, and we also do have the shear. And there's actually a pretty high chance for some strong tornadoes in that area. But again, like I said, this is a little overdone here. See that threat does decrease as it pushes eastward there. And it may be an overnight threat across parts of Florida there. We're going to see about that. Let's take a look into the significant tornado parameters. As you can tell here, it's pretty high along the line. You got tons of shear going on in here. That's what's really causing all this, is because there's just so much shear in that area. And the lap rates here, the mid level is not that impressive, but the low level it's pretty good. Seems like a little further south for Sunday, but as you kind of push into, here's your line of storms right here. If you push it to Monday, you can see there's some areas up there, up north, that does have some pretty good values up there. You need over 7 for some severe weather to occur, or even some strong thunderstorms there. Now the Cape is going to be a big player on this. You see there's some decent Cape values up to 3,000 and maybe a little bit overdone. But if you look into the instability onto the next day, it's going to be a little bit questionable here, where you have Cape values below 1,000. All you really need is over 500 to get at least a strong thunderstorm there. We will look into the jet stream here. I mean, the jet stream will be blasting. And you can see there goes your trough there. You can see the trough really starts to deepen into Tuesday there. It'll also be a pretty windy day there. We also look into some vorticity there. That's the energy up in the atmosphere. We have plenty of energy there for Sunday into Monday night, and you see there is still some energy out ahead of it. So it should be kind of questionable for tomorrow's severe weather threat. Dew points were a big player, but not that much now for a player. You need over 60 for dews there. We'll go back to the HRRR model here. You know what? We'll have a closer view into the state of Oklahoma here. How about that? If we look into the supercell composite, see it starts to increase there later in the day. We do not have forecast soundings on this, but you can see it's about as high as a 16 there. And it starts to move out. Pretty high values there along the line. there. So you can see some pretty good thunderstorms here. Let's look into the echo tops here. Over pretty hot thunderstorms there. We'll look into the significant tornado parameters here. Pretty hard to see with this, but you can see it is maxed out from the HRRR model. But again, it's going to be overdone here. We're not really expecting much of a threat for strong tornadoes, but I can rule out a strong tornado in the enhanced risk area. And we'll get a better look of this here. So here's the significant tornado parameters here. You can see it gets really high in Texas there. Yeah, about as high as a 12. It's crazy. And you can see it goes pretty far up north with these very high amounts there. Pretty ridiculous there. But we'll take a look back into the supercell composite values. Oh, dropped my phone there. You can see it is pretty high as well. But we're going to see about this. But like I said again, it's going to be overdone. The thing is, if you go further up north on Monday tomorrow, there's tons of shear up there. If we do get quite a bit of cape up there, there's going to be a tornado outbreak potential up there. And I can roll out maybe a potential supercell as I looked into the HRRR model. We'll go over here. Here's select model run. We're going to go all the way back to the 12Z run here. See that line progresses. You can see we do have some scattered strong thunderstorms out ahead of it there. That kind of increases the threat for some severe weather. They could be supercell type a little bit. Wherever I looked on to the supercell composite of that, it's kind of about 1, 2, maybe even 3 at best there. But we're going to see about that. Then it becomes just basically steady rain there. But there could be a second line developing here. The thing is here that these line of storms are going to be so far out ahead of the cold front that they're going to be moving faster than the cold front itself. You see, here's the cold front right back here. Now, if those storms do fall along the cold front, they'll be stronger for sure. But at this point, the severe weather potential up north is kind of dying down a little bit. But I think the southern portion of the risk is dying down a lot more than it is up north for tomorrow. So at this point, I'm going to keep and maintain slight risk for this for these areas here, and save it for the marginal risk area here. This will be my final forecast here, but except actually my final forecast here, if I redo this, the enhanced risk will be pushed westward more into Oklahoma there, where we can see some some of those storms to fire up a little bit earlier in the day, or late in the day, I should say. So yeah, guys, this is our guide for guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this severe weather update. I might do a live stream later tonight, but tonight, unfortunately, it's a school night for me. So I don't know how tonight's going to be going to go on. So yeah, if y'all do have family members in the enhanced risk on day 1, be sure to tell them to be weather aware for later today. You can see the potential of tornadoes, damage winds, and large hail. Some of those could be strong for tornado wise. So yeah, if y'all do like this video, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you never miss an upload. If y'all guys got any questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.